Wrestling with AEW All In 2024. It took place in London, England, um, at Wembley Stadium, and attendance was 53,385. Um, Still not, not a bad number if I'm being honest. Um, Considering they had last year 72,265, um, obviously significant. It is a lower number, but whenever you get 50,000 people in an arena, I feel like that's an accolade in itself. No.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I definitely an accolade in of itself.
So, yeah, we don't. You didn't watch this show, and I was watching. I was kind of half watching it, if I'm being honest. So, how the fuck are we
Well,
doing this?
we both owe each other a lot of fuck yous. So
Well, let's get into the first match on the pre-show, which none of us watched, including you. And don't pretend like you didn't. Fuck you.
let's appreciate it.
Yeah. 16-man tag team match. Tom Billington, Sabian, Rocky Romero, Kyle Flatulence, Leo Rush, Action Spaghetti, Top Flight, um, Dante's Inferno Morton, and Darius Inferno's Morton, with Don Callis, defeated kinda, Jay was uh, Jay kinda intimidating, or Jay kinda dangerous.
Jay, not so lethal.
Jay kinda dangerous. Fat Man Singh, Anthony a go 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 go. Aria, Ariana Grande, Private Party, Isaiah Orange Cassidy, and Mark Quinn, and the Dark Order, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Evil One, and Sanjay Dutt.
What? Huh? What?
Yeah,
Are you sure you just weren't reading a roster?
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Who's the fuck is Tom Billington?
That's the Dynamite Kid's son.
Hmm. And look, they got Action Andrade out of Carbonite.
Mario Andretti.
Hmm.
Can't be Action Spaghetti with a name like Andretti.
And when is Private Party turned heel?
They turned heel a while ago, apparently. That's how much nobody was paying attention.
And when did Sanjay Dutt join the Dark Order?
He didn't. He's with Lethal and Singh. His name is last because they probably forgot to write him in.
Fair enough. Second match, Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii defeated Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. Big surprise there. Then you got a big 10-man tag team match. The Von Erichs, Marshall and TJ Maxx, Von Erich, Sammy Guacamole, Katsuri Shibata Bread, and Don't Call Me Cody, Dustin Rhodes. With Kevin Von Erich, they defeated the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Tavern, Mike Canales, Bishop Khan, Brian Cage, and Tia Leone in 11 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, just after saying those names, I'm ready for a nap.
Well,
like on the pre-show, you have essentially a 16-man tag, which is essentially an 8-on-8. Then you have a 10-man tag, which is a 5-on-5. Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
Let's get into the actual card now.
Do we have to?
Yes. We have Dateline, the Bastard, Pickpock, with the Combat Wombats, Claudio Ida Canoli, and Dord Wheeler Yuta. They won a Fatal 4 London ladder match to win the AEW World Trios Championships, uh, defeating Patrick Archie, Christian Cage match, Luchasaurus, and Damian Wayne with Martha Wayne. The Bang Bang Bros on, yeah. Juice, Orange, Cassidy, Robinson, and the Ass Boys. And the House of Blackface, Milwaukee Black, Brody Burger King, and Don't Call Me Pal Buddy Matthews. What did you think of the match, Scooter?
How come every time we come around these London ladders want to go down like London ladders? So many. You realize that let's eliminate the fact that this is a pay-per-view for a second. And let's consider the pre-show matches. You realize that in the first 4 matches, there were over 40 talents.
Yeah, very right. I did actually watch this match. It was okay. Nothing incredibly serious or, worth tuning in for.
Claudio was wearing this tape that said, "I'm not Penta."
Correct. But for a ladder match, you would be surprised with how many false finishes there was in a ladder match. How does that make sense?
I mean, were there pinfalls?
No, they would get up the ladder.
Yeah, but what were they grabbing?
You would think, oh, they're gonna win. They're gonna grab the belts, and then somebody would come in immediately and stop them. That happened like 15 times.
Like, it's like, all right, you know what? We had 5 false finishes this match. Next match, we gotta have 15.
That brings us to, well, actually, how many? I don't even know why I'm asking you this. You didn't watch the match. How many stars do you give this?
I give it 3.
I give it 2.5. Singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship match. The first match that actually only has 2 people in it. Mariah Carey defeated Toni Storm with Lex Luger in her corner. 15 minutes and 15 seconds.
Called it.
Yeah, you did. I'll agree with you there. This was actually a really good match, if I'm being honest. There was some things that maybe didn't make sense. There was a lot of gaga.
And we're not talking just about, dressing up like lady.
But, it all kind of played into the story of Mariah and Tony. And for the first time ever watching an AEW match, there was a story involved. And there was psychology. And essentially, Toni Storm lost the belt because she couldn't bring herself to hit Mariah with the shoe. And Mariah took advantage. She won the match and she won the title. That's really good storytelling.
So yeah, I love it when they used it with Colossus in Deadpool 2 when he refused to fight Freddy.
So, you completely threw me off with that. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
That's what Scoutmaster Kevin used to say.
If there was any match you should go back to watch on this card, it would be Mariah May and Timeless Tony Storm. It was a good match. I give it 4.5 stars.
I will give it the same.
Last chance match for the Fuck the World Championship. Hook defeated Chris NDA as Jericho with Big Bob and Bandit Keith by submission, 10 minutes 15 seconds. This was essentially a 3-on-1 handicap match with Bill and Keith interfering through the whole match.
Bill and Keith's excellent adventure.
Correct. There was a lot of gaga, a lot of crap, but seeing Taz put Keith in the transmission.
I told you.
And Hook doing it simultaneously with him. Honestly, really good moment. Definitely got a pop out of the crowd for sure. So I'm not necessarily mad with all the bullshit that they put us through to get there. 3.5 stars.
3 stars.
We have the Young Fox, Matthew Jackson and Nick Jackson. They defeated FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dax Hardwood, and the Acclaim, Anthony Bell Movement, and Castro Plaster with Billy Gunn, Daddy Ass, in 12 minutes and 5 seconds to retain their tag team championships. Why are we even talking about the Young Bucks in 2024?
Who knows?
I mean, if there was ever a match to feed somebody's ego, this would be fucking it. You literally put yourself in a match with the guys that beat you last year at the same event just so you could say that you got a win on them in the same place. It's so self-indulgent. It's not even funny. But I kinda knew this was coming. I knew they were going to do this, so I didn't even necessarily win the match. I didn't even watch the match. I sped it up.
You certainly didn't win.
Yeah. Kind of disappointed in Max Caster as well. Not necessarily his best rap. It wasn't a bad rap, but it wasn't a good rap, I would say, or, necessarily memorable for him. Has Max Caster lost it?
I don't know, but since he's been, since he has been doing it very often, he might have lost a step or two in his bars.
Or is it maybe time for Anthony Bowen to maybe go strike it on his own?
I don't know if Bowen could have a successful singles career yet.
Why would you say that?
Well, he's young, so he's got plenty of time to work on his one skills. The problem is that you didn't get a lot of one-on-one matches featuring the members of the tag teams.
Okay.
And that I think is a huge problem because what happens when a team gets stale and neither one is apparently the breakout star destined for a singles push.
Hmm. Well, I give this match 2 fast forward bars.
3 fast forward bars, which is -2 bars.
Now we have the Casino Gauntlet match for a future AEW World Championship match. Lasted 26 minutes. Order of entrance: freshly pooped Orange Cassidy, um, Kazuchika Okaya, Nigel McGuinness, Kyle
Yeah,
O'Reilly parts, Zack Sabre Jr., Roderick Strong, Mark Briscoe, Hangman Page, Jeff Jarrett, Rick O'Shea, Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus. Christian Cage won by pinning Kyle O'Reilly parts. Well, you heard all the names I just said.
yes.
And Christian Cage won?
I mean, you really didn't think Ricochet was going to win it, did you?
I mean, everybody on this on in this gauntlet match could have filled up the Wembley card, and they would have gotten a bigger crowd than they actually got. And they were
What,
all lumped into a match that nobody saw.
you're, what, you didn't expect ZSJ to win it, did you?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense why they would put Zack Sabre Jr. Literally the G1 champion a couple
He
of
was,
weeks ago went through the most grueling pro wrestling tournament of all time, won the job in a gauntlet match. What the fuck?
he was a surprise.
And I mean, Ricochet, I mean, he was a big, surprise that he was going to be coming to AEW. And they wasted him in a gauntlet match that he didn't even fucking win?
This is AEW.
You know, Ricochet, he's kind of like a lost cause at this point in my mind. Like, why would you leave WWE and your fucking fiance to go to AEW?
I don't think he got over the fact that Samantha was a bigger pop than he was.
Yeah, obviously that cut the old ego in half.
Yeah, it's funny, and you can now see at the timekeeper's desk at every WWE event, there's a jar with 2 little round things in it, and they're labeled Ricochet's balls.
Yeah, so this was a match. But you know what? Out of everything that I said, all of that crappy shit that happened, Nigel McGuinness getting to be in the ring one more time in one of the biggest venues you could possibly imagine. Um, I
Yeah,
imagine
that
that's a
one.
great moment for him, and I couldn't be happier for him. As you know, I've I've watched his career. No, Scooter.
Yeah, that was really great to see. I'm kind of wondering if it could have happened when he was working at NXT.
I mean, there's a better chance of it happening in NXT now that he's done it. But yeah, definitely feel good moment of the night, even though nobody's seen it. All right, enter a singles match for the AEW International Championship. Will Ospreay versus he defeated MJF. He changed it back from the America title to the International Championship in 25 minutes and 50 seconds. Considering that they primarily only run in America, does that make Will Ospreay a heel?
You're saying this, and there's a company who's had a belt called the Intercontinental title.
But they also have a United States Championship as well.
Yes. So I mean, technically they're two companies. So if they've got two sets of titles, so
I don't, I don't understand.
well, if AEW had a United States Championship,
Yeah,
well then maybe yeah, that would cut some slack. Since a title that's called the International title or Intercontinental title isn't defended all over the world.
well, I mean the first match was held. The first tournament, the crowned the first Intercontinental Champion was held in Rio de Janeiro. So I mean, it was won on international grounds.
Yes, it was made up on international grounds.
It was. Well, anyway, this match was. It's what you would expect. A lot of false finishes. A lot of. It's an AEW match. Let's just call it that. It is what it is. It is what you would expect it would to be. I didn't watch the hour match, but I can't imagine it did anything differently. And Daniel Garcia interfered in the end, costing MJF the match. So yeah, all around. How much? 2 stars.
1.5.
Singles match for the AEW That Bitch Show Championship. Mercedes Monet with chamomile tea defeated Britt Baker with the Candlestick Maker in 17 minutes and 25 seconds. This was everything that everybody said it was, and more. And that's not a good thing.
Yeah, hey, we both had our money on Jamie Hayter at some point. We just chose the wrong point.
I thought that was Becky Lynch. She just they they signed her contract through Timu though. Um,
Timu, and
yeah, it was not. It wasn't the match you think it could have been. Um, Considering that the build up
I,
was
I mean,
primarily good.
I thought it was going to be a really terrible match, so maybe it was.
It was a terrible match.
So it was all I thought.
Uh, 1.5.
Negative 1.5.
Then you have a coffee table match for the AEW TNT Championship. Uh, Jack Perry, the Platypus, defeated Debbie Allen in 10 minutes and 40 seconds. Um, fucking Darby came out with thumbtacks glued to his fucking head, like the fucking idiot that he is.
Yeah, you want to know the worst part is? They were glued in, pulled down. They were already stuck in him, the idiot.
Yeah, that when they said that on commentary, I was like, the fuck? And I legitimately thought that he put the thumbtacks in his head, pressed in. But no, he did it the reverse way. What kind of fucking job is that? You glued thumbtacks to Darby Allin's head. Like,
Yeah,
what does that
well,
job pay?
you know, there's at least one job worse than that. The person has to pull them out.
I was gonna say the person that gets Tony Khan's cocaine.
No, no. The worst thing that you could possibly be there is the person who accidentally spills a little bit of Tony's cocaine.
Um, should I go there? No, I won't go there. So I will say this about this paid preview. There was not one match on the main card that did not have one type of interference in every single match. Every match had somebody coming in, interfering. The Young Bucks didn't have anybody interfering, but they did use, nefarious means to win the match. It was a triple threat match, so I don't see why they needed for nefarious means. But, I digress. It's so unnecessary to have. You can have one match where there was no interference whatsoever, or outside interference, or anything of that nature, and that kind of sucks because it makes all the matches the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That brings us to the last match. Brian, don't call me Danielson, defeated Swerve Strickland to win the AEW Championship in 26 minutes. Scooter, you got something to say to me?
Fuck you.
Thank you. If I'm being honest, I don't necessarily like watching Daniel Bryan matches. They're kind of all the same, and when I saw that he was busted open, I started to speed it up to the end because why? And no. And just be a father, asshole. I know.
Well,
Yeah. What was you gonna say?
he's got he's got to he's got to put the belt up as collateral for his brother-in-law's bail.
Very true. Do you think he's more on Ordom's side?
I don't think he cares as long as he's got the Brie on her side.
Bow chicka bow wow. I mean, it was a nice moment for him and his family, but did he really need that moment? I mean, he has the WrestleMania main event win. He has that moment. Swerve lost last year to Sting and Darby Allin. I am I wrong here, or do you? How do you feel about it?
And fuck Brian Danielson.
Very true. You were saying off air. This is looking more like less like a retirement tour now that he won the championship.
Yeah. We were all of the belief that this is finally Daniel Bryan's last hurrah. Bryan Daniels' last hurrah. Because reports were coming in that he was roughed up. He was in pretty bad shape, and and 9 times out of 10, when you he- when you hear that talent who's that beat up is competing in a career match, it usually spells the end. Because
It was
uh,
definitely a swerve. Not the swerve
uh,
we wanted, but a swerve.
I mean, Brian Danielson isn't going to be doing what Swerve was doing and coming out there every night. Hell, after he won it, Swerve was the first match on Dynamite and he defended the title.
Against Kyle Flasherlands.
So,
I mean, that's not saying a lot. When was the last time he won a match?
I mean, I swear though, if this leads to a Brian Danielson John Moxley feud, I'm going to be pissed.
It would not surprise me if I'm being honest. And you're saying, you're both saying, the retirement tour, yada yada. Is Daniel Bryan, considering what they did with Sting, you know, retired as tag team champion, are they going to do the same thing with Bryan Danielson?
If they do, they should say, well, yes, AEW will never have a champion again. They have to make it where if you want if you want the belt to come back, you have to convince Brian to compete.
Um, I mean, he's technically not retiring. He's just retiring from not acting,
He's
active
retiring
competition.
from acting. Yes.
He is going to wrestle. He's just gonna be on that good Brock Lesnar schedule.
Well, you saw what Brock did to him.
Very true. I was there when that happened, so.
Yeah. Watch Brock shows up on Dynamite.
Oh, if that happens and you get a text message that says "fuck you," you're gonna know why.
Fuck you to the moon.
Well, technically, I got the text that said "fuck you" this time, but at some point, you're gonna text message. Damn it!
Fuck you to the moon.
Alright.
Get a t-shirt with that printed on it.
The show as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Somebody severed the thumb and didn't bother to keep it on ice.
But it's saying something because you literally did not watch any of the matches.
I know. So, if anyone's a winner, it's me.
Yeah, you're definitely the winner here. Um,
I award them no points. And may God have mercy on their souls.
I give it thumbs in the middle. I didn't watch everything on the show, but what I did watch, I didn't necessarily mind as much as I thought I would. Which is all you could really ask when you're watching AEW at this point. So, thumbs in the middle. Alright, I believe that will conclude our coverage of AEW All In and this episode as a whole. Um, Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this upcoming Tuesday as we interview Emilian Lewis, and this Wednesday as we interview Corvus. And join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E-Ball on Extra and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Scooter?
As always, find me on X at Scooter Dust, as I am officially 40. And always remember to ask yourself Granny's 3 questions. What is because of me? What is because of others? And what is because, if you can answer those honestly, then there's nothing you can't achieve in life. Take care, dearies. You're doing so well.
For Coleco Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.